basil any stronger than it is. So
strong as what?
I'll
there's
just
a precedent.
drink this one myself, yes.
What, is there a rule somewhere that says the basil must
and,
be at least this much? Seriously?
You must be this tall to ride.
Right. And, I mean, if you enter enough competitions, you learn that there's the meads that you just like to drink, and there's the meads you enter. There's just some that aren't going to do well, and, I have a blackcurrant blackberry that I pretty much have around all the time, and gets beat up pretty well because it's way fruit heavy. And I'm like, well, I don't really give a damn if anyone else likes this. I'm going to have this around that I can put in a glass anytime I want it.
Yeah.
And I think you just need to have that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a believer, and I make what I like.
It makes it fun. If you're not if you're not going to make stuff you want to drink, I guess I don't see the point in this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, and I've said this often enough to commercial meaderies who are bemoaning, that this or that didn't do well in competition. I'm like, does it sell? And they're like hotcakes, and I'm going, why do you care? Because what flies in a competition isn't always what's going to fly out the door.
Sure. Some of my favorite beers don't fit any category. That doesn't mean they're not good beers. Mm-hmm. Just drink them, enjoy them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I've never been much on competition. At least for me personally, I think competitions are great, and there's a lot of people that find a lot of help in them. And I would enter because I want feedback on balance and things like that, But I would never enter because I think it's medal worthy, because I'm going to enter something that I like to drink, but I want to know, can I improve this, And that's pretty much the only reason I would ever enter a competition. The medals, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. To me, entering competitions has not necessarily the entering, but going to judging competition has been.
Yeah.
It's been key in my mead making, because I've gone to a lot of places and I've gotten to meet a lot of people that I would have never met if I hadn't done that.
Yes.
And I started going up and judging Upper Mississippi Mash Out up in St. Paul, and end up becoming a member of that club. I go up there so often with those guys, and that club now has 5 mead makers of the year, sitting in that club.
Doing something right.
And just, I would have never met those people, and, I wouldn't be making the meads I am today if it hadn't been from what I've learned from them.
Yeah.
So I got to give credit to where credit's due to that. You're sitting in Kurt Stock's basement, he's pulling out mead after mead for you to try. You don't get many learning experience handed to you like that.
No, definitely not. That's I'll tell you, the 20 years I've spent so far, well, actually it's more like 17 years of judging. I've learned so much. And every time I judge, I learn more. I honestly don't think I'll ever get to the point where there's not something more to learn.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And you can steal other people's ideas too.
Yeah, that too. I know, it's like I'm always making notes on my phone going, gotta try that strawberry chipotle, OMG, that was awesome. Yeah.
Even if you don't like their execution wasn't great, just the idea, I could try this, and maybe I'll use a little less of this, a little more of that, but I think that could work.
I never would have considered.
It's a great way to.
Yeah. I don't know. I never would have considered using chipotle until I had a chipotle mead, and was like, I like chipotle and other things, but that was one of those sweet and savory things that I just never really thought about until I tried it, and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What else can I put chipotle in?
Yeah. Right, to me, I love the smoke character out of it.
Yeah, same
the heat is there. The heat I could do without. It's fine where it is. I think it adds a little more complexity, but it's that smoke flavor that I really strive for when I use chipotles.
Yeah, that's what I like about it too. Is the heat not so much. I like the smoke and the character of it more than the heat. I could take or leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what are you drinking, or did I miss that already?
You missed that already, but that's okay. I'm drinking a sweet traditional from Point of View Winery in Burlington, North Dakota, that John and Kim Hamilton from White Winter, their daughter, gave it to me. which was very sweet of her. And AJ?
I've got some Orange Blossom Mead from Golden Coast.
Okay.
That I adore because I love Orange Blossom.
Yeah, Frank got...
They make mead...
Go ahead.
They make mead in North Dakota?
Yeah, the two places in North Dakota.
Don't tell Susan, Rudy.
Don't tell Susan. Yeah, I'm going to tell her. As soon as I get out the phone, dude, I'm going to email her. I'd be like on Messenger going, Susan, do you know what Scott said about you? Oh, my God. I had such a good time there. She let us park our trailer, like, right next to the building where Prairie Rose is. And come to find out, and none of us knew this, not even Susan, that the owners, when they built the building, had put in like a sewage drain and a water hookup and even a 50 amp plug, and we were like, holy crap. Yeah, so we're like, wow, you got a camping spot here, dude. So that was pretty cool.
Susan, he did a ramp up of one of my recipes, so I got to go out to her meadery and make that out there.
Oh, nice.
Had a great time, so I have to give her a hard time when you said North Dakota.
Oh, yeah. She took me to her brew club meeting, and which was a lot of fun, and they asked me to talk, and I had a great time. And then they had this giant box of little 1-ounce packages of various types of hops. And they're like, help yourself, Vicky. And I'm like, thank you, I will. So I got like 4 or 5 things of hops, and Vicky's going to be doing hopped sizers and playing around. I think I'm going to do a 5-gallon batch of sizer and try breaking it into 4 1-gallon batches and try these hops in each one with control that's unhopped just to see what I get, because I got a Citra and I think I got a Holler Tower and 2 other ones. I'd have to look at them. They're sitting on the table in the other room. But I figured I'd play with it and see what happened. You know, because I've been kind of falling in love with hopped meads as I wend my way across the country. Everybody seems to be doing one, and they're really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I haven't tried them yet. I keep trying everybody else's and trying to weed out the hops I don't want to use first, and then when I settle in on one, then I'll do it.
Well, I'm going to try these other hops, but Citra has been so far my favorite in a hopped mead.
Huh.
Yeah. It just...
Now, that's one I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, I just, I 3 or 4 meads that I had were all Citra hopped, and I was like, it adds a really interesting character to it, but it's not, like, overtly hoppy, if that makes any sense.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's really more of kind of like citrus, a little bit of citrusy kind of thing and a little bit of hoppy kind of thing, but it's not really in your face. It's very mellow and gentle, and I like that. I didn't want to turn it into an IPA mead, because I'm just not a big fan of IPAs, so, I know that's like, beer vote and all of that, but,
Yeah.
But then, I'm not a beer geek, so okay, I can say these things.
Whereas I fell absolutely in love with the Fuggles hops when I first cut the package open.
I like Fuggles.
The odor is amazing.
Yeah.
And I have yet to ever boil a hops ever because I don't like the bitterness at all. I love the flavor, I don't like the bitterness. So what I always do is I just I steep it. Like the couple of things that I've made, I've either dry hopped it cold, or if I've been making a braggot, I've just put it in at flame out. And then start bringing the temperature down.
Most of the commercial ones I've had were dry hopped. That seems to be the preferred method for many of them. Not all, but a lot of them are dry hopping.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's been a
that one
thing.
You just have to be careful you don't...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You just don't want to let it sit on there too long, then it starts getting vegetal.
Yeah, I know.
You'll dry hop it too long.
I left a bit of Saz hops in my very first hopped hydromel, and I left it in there for at least a month, maybe 2, and it didn't go vegetal at all. And it always surprises me because everyone says that this is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
But yeah, it was neat because it still had a little bit of, it was either still vaguely fermenting or it still was off gassing, and so it was this whole hops lava lamp thing going on as they'd float up, drop their bubbles, sink down, get more bubbles, float up. It was really cool to watch, but it was definitely for a couple of weeks that I left it in there, and it was drinkable. I think I might even still have a couple of bottles of that left around.
Yeah, I found an interesting one that I had just this last week, and it was a wildflower traditional, but it was made with a high desert wildflower. So there was a ton of sage in there, from the bees hitting the sage plants, and so like the first sip was like sage, and at first you would think, no, I don't know about that, but it was really interesting. I liked it. I mean, there was sage, and then there was kind of almost not a metallic taste per se, but it was just a tang that made you think desert, and it was really illustrated the high desert smells. It really was evocative of that. It was interesting. Just different things in mead. Some of the weird stuff we put in it.
Yeah. I like those type of honeys. I just wish I didn't have to pay for the shipping to get them to Iowa.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I use mesquite quite a bit.
Oh, I like mesquite. Yeah, well, you're right smack in the middle of the country too, so you're kind of getting screwed no matter what coast you get it from. Yeah, at least I've got bee folks up in Maryland, and I go up to the Renaissance Festival in Maryland periodically, so I'll just pick it up. I'll let her know I'm coming and tell her what I want, and she'll bring it to the fair, and then I can tote it home with me, and I don't have to pay shipping. But that's about the only way I can afford it. It's still ridiculous shipping no matter where I ship it from, seems like. But yeah, those I like mesquite, and who was telling me about an avocado? It was in Washington, and avocado mead. Made out of avocado, an avocado traditional, and I've never had avocado honey, but they told me it tastes like avocados, and I was trying to imagine what that would taste like, because I love avocados.
What do avocados taste like?
Right? Yeah, I know, but I love avocados. But I was trying to imagine what that mead must taste like, and thinking, would that be good? I don't know. I can't decide.
Better try it and find out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so they didn't have any of that. Go ahead.
I haven't used it personally, but what I've heard is it works well in melomels, but the people who've done traditionals with it weren't particularly happy with the outcome.
That's fair.
I mean, that could just be their preference as well.
I wonder if you took like avocado honey with maybe sage or basil or something like that, and tried it as kind of like maybe a semi-sweet traditional start, but then bring in some kind of herbal thing. I don't know.
Yeah, just something light on the back end of it. Just that's going to work with that avocado and not try to compete with it.
Well, what kind of spicing would go with avocado? Because every time I've had avocado, it's more been like it's been the bulk or the texture of whatever it is, not so much the taste.
Right. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some avocado honey while I'm here in California and give it a try, because I've never
guacamole, isn't it?
Guacamole honey, yeah.
Isn't that its sole purpose?
So by that, okay, if that's the case, then we should be able to do like a chipotle avocado mead, right? And that should work good.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Like the outer reaches of the mead world. What weirdness can we come up with next?
Without throwing Chevette perks in.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. Joey says avocado lime. That would work.
Yeah, okay. I could see that.
Yeah, that would work.
I mean, you put lime in guac, right? I mean, I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I use lemon because I think it's easier to get lemon sometimes. But
yeah.
But lime's probably traditional.
Yeah.
I drink margaritas when I'm having guacamole, so that should work together.
Yeah, there you go.
So, with the lime. Yep.
What else goes in a margarita?
Salt.
Salt. Tequila.
Okay, so all right. So tequila, that's
Agave.